Going live. You're live. Okay, just gonna make sure that my stream preview is at 144p because I don't need it to try and stream any higher data. Oh, oops, accidentally closed out song requests. But that's fine, I can open that right back up. And auto DJ. Thank you, and it'll just start. Scroll like that so that I can see the song titles and everything. Okie dokie. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the streams. Andrew is not here. He's feeling a little ill today, so I thought I'd just do a chill stream. You know, chill and a little more just sort of laid back. I wanted to come back into the Build-a-ville world, so I thought, why not? Well, anyways, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm doing well. Feel free to use the song request feature, by the way, if you're watching this in real time. If you're watching this back, sorry. I've never actually thought about that, how it must feel watching stream back and it's just like all the music going on in the background and you can't really control it because like if your music taste is completely different from mine, there's no way for you to control what is playing in the stream. But then like you might want to watch, or you might just want to put it on the background for additional noise, but then you don't like the music. Maybe that's why I don't get very many playback views for streams that are specifically Minecraft and have the song requests going. Anyways, what was the status of this the last time that I was doing this on YouTube? Because it has changed a little bit. As you may notice, this is no longer attached. That's because I completely separated off the library. Now I did save this because I wanted to turn this into something. I'm not sure what I'm going to turn it into, but I might wind up prettying it up and reattaching it to that once that is technically built at its highest level. Hence custom colony. You know, you can kind of customize the buildings once they're put in place. Just, you know, you can't really change them up too much. You have to be able to have all functioning blocks still be there and in the same places. Otherwise, the NPCs, all of the delivery people, the miners, and all the workers and such, they won't be able to use the thing, and they'll get mad and they'll be like, my place isn't what is expected it to be. Or yeah, basically that. Something's wrong here and stuff will break. But like you can change things up to make them look a little bit prettier. Although like changing textures like what I have actually the a custom form of the old new definition? Old new def? I think that should be like the old new textures. This is one of the versions of the new resource pack that the new textures that Minecraft 1.14 came out with, and I personally really liked not only the textures in this version, but just the textures in general. Though there are a few changes from what's actually in here as to what was released that I did quite like. I decided to stick with the textures in here because these are nicer than old default, in my opinion. Also, is the prophecy just restarting? So it seems. Must have accidentally, like, bugged in the software and then just been put into queue. Anyways, I guess I'll just give a real quick tour. So back in time, this actually, right where, is it right here? About? So, like, somewhere around this area where I'm hovering around. Lovely. Someone's building the library now. Speaking of, I guess I'll explain Minecolonies real fast. So, Minecolonies is a mod that allows you to, first, you go and get a structure at Minecolonies. You either get a supply camp or a supply ship. You place that down as you do. And from there, you can get a builder's hut, and you get citizens' huts, and a town hall. Where's the town hall in this? Town hall. There we go. You also wind up needing a warehouse and a delivery man. From there, you go on to things like combat academies. I'm in peaceful mode, so I don't actually need any sort of combat. You need a restaurant so your so your colonists can eat and stuff. Because despite the fact that I'm in peaceful mode, they still need food. You need a farm and warehouse. You need a library, a mine, lumberjack, all that good stuff. Basically, this place can become self-sufficient, even though I'm in creative mode. I have recently tried to avoid giving the builders all of their resources, and instead had the citizens of the town provide them with it via the delivery men and the warehouse, and just all the workers doing the work, really. So, like, you can see Lincoln Atlee, he was the first builder. His hut has not moved, but originally, I was hovering around here. This is what I wanted to start off with. I moved my town hall and also changed its style. Originally, I was going with, I forget what style it was. It was, I think, it was like spruce maybe, or I'm not actually sure. But the main thing is that the buildings, they have different styles. Like, this is a different style, that is a different style. This one and that one are the same style, just at different stages. Like, you can see how this is sort of a shorter version of this. Like, it doesn't have as much fancy stuff put on it as well. The buildings also have levels, so you can see how, like, it's Sawmill 5, Shepherd 3, Library 3, Swineherder 3. Those are a bunch of level 3 buildings and a level 5 building. The Sawmill is now completely leveled up, I believe. So that means that there are no future changes to this. Which means it's complete and all pretty and nice. This is actually in the thumbnail. It's, I believe, it was just before it was done. So, you know, but still, this is real pretty, and I really, really like, this building specifically. It was a pain in the ass to, clear all this out, so that my builder didn't have to spend literal real-world hours to do all the work. He still spent about 2 hours doing all the land clearing, and I did not realize how much time he actually wound up spending on each of the blocks at the time, because he was not very high level. I think his hut was still only level 2, which meant he was quite slow, and he still has very low skills, which is another feature of the Minecolonies mod. So, like, I can really quick show you. All of his skills are 1, which means like he is literally the lowest possible level for his normal capabilities. That is made up for the fact that he has quite a bit of level up in terms of stuff. So, you know, he's done a lot of work. I think I saw my other builder off in the background. Yes, he's over here. This is his builder's hut, which is a different style to Lincoln's. This is the medieval oak style. Most of the village is in the medieval oak style. Atlee's is, I believe, in the wooden style. Really, I have stuck with oak and medieval oak for the most part, or just the plain wooden style. That's Lucas. He's the other builder. He's level 25, so he has also been doing a lot of work. But really, it's just like these places. They are pre-made designs. Basically, I did not design these. I am not that good at building. But the main thing is that the builders need materials and they go and get their own, or I supply them. Like I can just like go into the builder's inventories and click a little button that says fulfill request or whatever. I think it just says fulfill. Or you can go in here and like there will be a little plus button for you to put things from your inventory into the thing to also act as a delivery person to fulfill a request. In creative mode, you have unlimited resources, so you know you just do that, and it doesn't even have to. You don't even have to have the items actually in your inventory. But one of the themes of the Builder's Hut is that you have all these kinds of random-ish blocks. So like, in order to have level 5, you need to have purpur, which feels a little frustrating, but you know, it's sort of meant to be a minor gate to prove your progression through the world and such. Purpur, it's not very much in terms of the stuff anyway, but once you reach those top levels, you have to be able to have all the materials for all the various build styles. For example, the dwarven build style, I believe, uses endstone and purpur. It is actually probably my least favorite style, but it could be done in such a way that you're just in a cave and it looks like the end if you want it to. But no, I wanted to stick with a more, I guess, vanilla Minecraft feel, or, well, you know, as close to vanilla Minecraft as a medieval village is. Minecraft generally has a medieval style, which is pretty nice. There are a lot of building pieces and such that Minecolonies adds. It's not part of actually Minecolonies, it's part of Structurized, that's what it's called. Which contains the building tool, the shape tool, which I have not used, and the scan tool. The scan tool I also have not used, but the scan tool, I know what it does. It allows you to add custom structures to Minecolonies. I have not gone and added any custom structures to Minecolonies. But really the main thing is, like, the Structurized mod adds all the necessary little additional bits to make Minecolonies feel more alive and functioning. Like, it adds all of these timber frames that look like Tudor-style blocks. It also adds these shingles, and it also adds cactus wood, which you just get from cactus, as if cactus was a tree, which I guess. I would, however, feel like this should only be 2, because cactus is 1, not very firm. 2, its core is very weak. It's like mud, mush. I mean, you could technically say that this is a denser, tougher form of cactus, although you can break it really easily with your hands. And it sounds like wool when you break it. But you know, you could just say that it's the type of cactus that has a harder core. You could probably still only get a portion of the planks out of it that you would get out of a normal wood log, but go on, cactus planks. They work, I guess. It also has the doors and trapdoors and the log cactus stair. I hate when something like this happens. It's just like, how do you mess up the syntax to get that? And what is the common coding practice to get some sort of weird-ass variable pointer like that instead of an actual name? What causes that? Because it really should be obvious, and I can only think of... Actually, I can't think of any way that you can accidentally break the syntax in C# with anything like that, and it not just straight up give you an error. Unless that's just it in quotes somewhere. If that's the case, that would be really weird and really annoying, and you should be able to see that it's a string, just in quotes. Usually that's a different color in editors. Whatever. That's me rambling on about programming and such. I'm personally glad that I have not had to actually program any Java, but you know, it goes to show, like, I only have mostly C# and C++ coding experience. Oh, I have done a bit of JavaScript. I'm actually in a class for JavaScript right now. I am also in a CSS programming class, or coding class. CSS is not programming whatsoever. JavaScript even feels like pseudo-programming at times. HTML? You are not programming. Not even close. Ooh. This has a massive restyle, I assume. Oh, right, because I wanted Lincoln to move this. Haha, right. So, like, there's gonna be a lot of these blocks that just get broken and then moved down or something. Yeah, no. It's just gonna go like that. Yeah, so I accidentally, when I changed the build style, I did not fully move this. The main problem was this was going to encroach on this building, and was going to be too close to that, and definitely was going to be breaking into that building as well. I was actually having problems where this started to get broken as this was being built, the other way around, when I was starting to upgrade this building had gotten broken as well. So it wasn't all that great, you know. I stopped building on this in order to make sure that this wouldn't get destroyed, because it's kind of an important building and it's one of the prettier ones. So I opted to just sort of keep this structure and shrink down the library, because they're going to move the library all that far back. Notice how far this, or how close this is to that? That is the town edge marker. I actually kind of scraped by just barely when I rebuilt the town hall, which was kind of early in the city's development, and moved it right here. Again, notice that the marker is right here. It's practically on the edge of the town. if not actually on the edge of town. So, you know, there really wasn't all that much space with which I can move that with either. So, yeah, I couldn't really move it. So, I changed up the build style, and I'll have it leveled up to level 15, and then, you know, just sort of move things around, probably. Maybe. I'll figure something out. I'm not sure whether or not I want to keep this as is. I probably want to change the, like, the physical build style so that it matches that a little bit more. I do really like how the top tier buildings have way more stone in them, which makes them feel way more fortified, and I guess varied, because there are a lot of these that just seem to mostly stay as wood. The lower tiers of the medieval oak are pretty much just like that. That still needs to be still only level 2. Yeah, this is still just level 2. This is sort of how they start out with. I think this is also in the medieval style. This is level 3. It's currently on the list to be upgraded. Honestly, basically anything that isn't fully upgraded is still in the process of being upgraded. But the builders can only go through one at a time, so, you know. I've also gone through and added tons of paths and everything. The main thing with Minecolonies is that there are a bunch of these schematics and such that you can use with the building tool. So let's bring that up. This is actually the schematic for the supply camp, so there's that. This is the supply ship. Notice how it's meant to be placed in water. It's real cool though. I really like this. And then there's stuff like columns. The Acacia Village comes with a bunch of canal schematics. Straight waterfall. It comes with fancy fork, fancy rail bridge, fancy field. This is a real fancy field. For some reason, I get sort of like a Chinese feel from the roofs like this. I'm not entirely sure why. And then plain field, plain fork, path corner, path fork, path intersection, rail bridge, path straight, yada yada. Bridges, hills, stops, tunnels, and then there's this sort of storage thing, which I don't know if this is actually ever meant to be used, but it's cool looking. Tree field, underwater column, walls. Yes, there are actual city walls. There's varieties for all the wood types. So there's birch. The birch walls look interesting, I will say. This is the wall corner. You know. Again, I designed none of these. These are all pre-made. They're actually like really cool. Dark oak is meant to be a tree house. Dwarven is interesting. You get a bunch of these corners, 2 stories. I don't know how to describe them really. These are fields, these are hut blocks, markets. There are a bunch of forms of markets. So like there's this black one, blue, brown, cyan, all the colors. A market square, which looks like this. It uses cactus wood, so just sort of a bazaar, you know. Has some umbrellas. There's this marketplace, which looks real snazzy. I quite like it personally. Orange mini market. Yeah, There's another market. I believe this is from the Spruce collection, maybe. That I built. It doesn't have any of the skulls. That come with the schematic. But I don't believe you can have your builders build these schematics normally. So they're just sort of there, I guess. Miscellaneous, there's a beach, there's this gazebo, which looks alright. It's kind of blocky, you know. Simple fountain, stable, which looks real interesting. I'm not gonna go with real cool. It's I don't want to say basic, but it does look a little lackluster compared to some of the other stuff. Town library, I don't know why this exists, but it does. It also tons of extra books downstairs, and I don't know why. It's just sort of there. It has levers and redstone. Of all things, it has redstone in it for the lamps. There's a proper village well, and parks a hedge maze, which looks cool, I guess. An ice rink, ivy covered benches, which is just leaves and vines. A playground. This is one of the most lackluster playgrounds I have ever seen. But it even has those little digging shovels, which looks so cool. I remember playing with shovels and with those weird shovel things in parks before. Actual play set, which I think looks way more fun. There's a volleyball court, ships, pirate ships of all sizes. Space Wars. Space Wars is a little weird. I don't entirely know the premise of Space Wars, but I will kind of describe what I've gotten from it. So, Space Wars is where you are attempting to use as little physical space as possible. Now, I think Space Wars probably will play really easily into the dwarf style, because the dwarf style is more function over form, usage over aesthetics. Space Wars is definitely the same, but Space Wars has this sandstone theme going with it. So there's fields above and below ground. And it has, I guess, a sort of spacey-ish theme. It has all of these tunnels and stuff that just sort of go everywhere, and I don't know why. There's this greenhouse. There are the walkways, a stone pillar, hence spacey, supply camp. I did not know that there was a specific supply camp for Space Wars. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Supply ship. Yeah. I think these are new as of the version that I was playing with last. I did not go through a lot of these schematics lately. Tree field elevated. See, they're on sort of a platform. Walkways, wall. It definitely reads much more so space theme. Yeah, definitely a space theme. Also, this is using, I believe these are paper walls, which are one of the blocks from the Structurized mod. And this is a multi-block. I don't know how to use this or what it does per se, but I'm guessing that the multi-blocks allow you to extend and retract these blocks. I'm guessing, anyway. Wall stairs, wall straight, wall extended, wall straight tower, wood pillar, field above ground. Okay, yeah. And then there are these statues that, some of them look better than others. This one is a flower, sort of standing on its knee. Looks real nice. Positive. Oh, is this supposed to be Poseidon? Yeah, I get that, I guess. I don't believe that's how you spell it, but said you present or present. A staff, statue, sword, shield. Okay, yes, you can see the sword and the shield. With a weight, the giant thing. And that's all the statues. And then taiga. Taiga is also another building style. This one's kind of unique. I like the taiga style, but it definitely would not have fit this biome. I'm just sort of in... It's called a pasture. It has all of this barley on the ground. The grass area, the grassy clean area just sort of is like this. I had to do a ton of barley clearing, and I honestly have no idea how much barley I have in this storage system. There's a lot of bread. That's actually really good. There's plenty of wheat and stuff, so I know that my villagers have been making their food. That's a good thing. Tons of potatoes too. Wow. Wow. I am so proud of my villagers. They have managed to prepare for themselves food. I've not had to put food in the restaurant for a long time, so that's a good thing, you know. I haven't had to watch over them as much once I actually got all the buildings in place. Now it's, yeah, see, you have a bit of barley. I cleared out a lot of this when this was last upgraded. Yeah, there's just a ton of food in here. I feel like a lot more of this should be in the restaurant, but, you know. There are a bunch of extra diamond pickaxes and flint and steel for the people that need it. A lot of extra gates and doors. Oh yeah, this is the upstairs bit. That looks real cool and has an ender chest. And just sort of like a sitting area up high. One of the points of the city, I would say. One of the last additions, I believe, to the city as a whole. Or, not the city as a whole. Well, yes, the city as a whole that I last recall from when I was playing this like 4 months ago. Because it's been a little while since I was in here. And I haven't really done any updates for the pack. I probably will need to go through and do some mod updates just to make sure that things, you know, run smoothly and to get more Minecolonies features. So I'm running a little bit behind in terms of Minecolonies, but you know, just like all of these buildings are so cool. I just want to gush over all of them. There's like the intersections. Here's the market that I copied. Again, note the skulls. That's what these are. And it's supposed to be like an ores shop. There's the armor stand, which I did not put down because of the fact that I don't have an armor stand manipulator to manipulate the armor stand into the middle of this. If builders were able to actually build these in a reasonable fashion as well, because I haven't been able to manage to get them to do that. Also, banners waving. Apparently that's something that accidentally was broken in 1.14 or 1.13. But it's cool to see that it even renders in these little previews that banners wave. and it's one of those things that you barely notice, but it's so cool, and I like it. I love it so much. But yeah, there's the messy roads, the palisade wall, which is basically just a bunch of wood logs with a stone base. It looks cool. The actual wall, tiger wall double, tiger wall gate, tower wall, corner wall, gate, hammer statue, infrastructure, basic bridge, a border block, a fancy lamppost, a nice lamppost, oak bridge. Ooh, that reminds me of the fact that I made a oak bridge over here. I did spruce it up just a little bit so that it has these underwater supports right there, and it looks like it's actually built in place, you know. Just like how I built that little plaza and added all these roads, this little park-like structure. The original supply camp was on this hill. I removed that, and for a while I was just sort of sleeping in a bed right there. I originally thought I would build my house there, but then I thought, nah, I'll build it out over here in this little road that I've been developing, because I believe I put the delivery man's house here. Yeah, the delivery man. And then I figured, oh, I had this nice little slot there, so I tried to build in the same style. It looks a little odd, I will say. I don't have enough stone bricks in here, clearly. I clearly need a little bit of a house upgrade. But I wanted it to be small, not to be too big and overshadowing or imposing, I guess. It's also not meant to be as grand as the other ones, as the other buildings, because it's just me living here instead of like 4 people in these really big ones. That one is 4 people. I believe this one's only 3 people. This also ran into the problem of breaking into this build. Towards the end, these were breaking each other's buttons, which was, you know, a little bit difficult. Had I completely upgraded this one, it would have actually started to break through part of it. And I don't feel like repairing that. And they would have actually started to overlap. So, you know, I can't do that. The thing is then, like, this is sort of just stuck at as a 3-person house, but that's fine. It's a little bit of variety compared to this, which is an identical style, but it's leveled up once more, and it has, like, terracotta in it. It has less of the wood frames. It has more windows, all that stuff. This is its front, and this is this one's front. They look completely different from when you're viewing them from basically any angle. It's hard to tell that they're the same structure, but they do have a lot of similarities, which ties them in nicely in style. But in terms of actually being identical, they are actually very far apart, which is one of the really cool things with residential buildings being at different levels. The same thing goes with this, or no, that and that. These two right now, they are quite similar, but still different enough that you can sort of tell that they are not the same thing, which is real cool in my opinion. I really like it. And yeah, it's just those little cool things that I personally love. Yeah. So let's just continue going through structures really fast because I am not done yet. Let's not be too close. Those are stairs, patrol point, 4 lampposts, waypoint, bridge, yeah. There are just a whole bunch of different road types. My paths are an altered version of this, which is a fancy path, you know. I did not feel like doing these fancy T-junctions either, so I would not have built these if the roads themselves actually ever got built. You know. It's also a little bit based off of the nice style. But, you know. And then this is poor and simple. You can do a whole bunch of the mine shafts. I haven't been able to figure out how this would actually work with the actual miner, because I believe the miner does their own thing. So, and I've gotten all the way through past. So, that's everything. That isn't the structures. The structures themselves, you can go through with the mod yourself and see all of the hut structures in their various forms. You can have them render out in the world, like I was showing there. That is one of the coolest things in Minecolonies. Now, the main problem I have is that I have the blur mod in, and I want to keep the blur mod in. Oops. I need to plug in my laptop. You know how it goes. Every stream. Whoop. Take a couple drinks. Okay. Oh yeah, block substitution and placeholder blocks. Anyways, I would suggest you go through and see all the buildings and all their styles, because even the level ups, some of the level ups are kinda fact of one level up might look better than the one further up or something, or like there's a feature loss that's really cool and unique that kind of gets replaced by something else or whatever. Like some of the buildings just have really, really cool final versions. I really love all the restaurant builds after level 2. They're all just really cool. As of, I believe it is level 2 for the sawmill, it has that dugout bit with the... Is it level 2? Yes, I believe it's level 2. It doesn't have the water wheel in it yet until you get to level 3 or 4, so that it actually makes sense. But like it always will connect to a river, or it always will make it look like it's connecting to a river. I custom built this bridge, by the way. This is one of my cooler custom builds in this, in my opinion. I just really like how this turned out. It is some of my best woodwork. But yeah, there's supposed to be wooden logs that can just sort of slide underneath here. If I were able to move the actual visage of the logs down a little bit into the water, it would be a little bit less like they were about to smack into the bottom of this bridge. But you know, it's fine. These docks are also custom. There's not very much to them, I will say, but I like it. I also have not gone and adjusted around this. Well, I guess I can use sand. I wonder if it'll complain that I put down sand. If it replaces it with dirt, that's fine. But I'm just trying to build up the beach here. Just, you know, a bunch of custom terraforming. You know how it goes. Do. Come on, squid. Come on. Oof. I really like the fact that I have dynamic surroundings in here as well, because this makes it feel so much more alive. Just this mod pack in general, I really like how it turned out. I have not played too much in survival in this pack, but what I did play in survival, I really liked. The thing with Minecolonies is though that it takes so damn long when you do it in survival, and it's really hard until you get all of the Minecolonists, which takes a very long time, especially if you are not providing a ton of resources to build up the general infrastructure, which the order at which you are able to build up said infrastructure is really difficult and confusing, kind of. But all in all, I will say it is quite rewarding to actually get it all done and stuff. The next expansion for the city, because I'm actually now planning expansions, I'm just barely able to, will be for this. I'm not sure what I'm gonna put there. Besides some houses. I don't know about any more work areas per se yet. I have, I think, all of the hut types. I probably could do with another lumberjack, maybe. Maybe another sawmill. The sawmills take forever, but you know, who knows what I'll do. I just sort of have these marking pillars out at the edges of town, so I have plenty of distance at which I can expand to. Actually, if I hold the building tool, you can see the extent at which I am able to build. And it sort of is weird how some of these areas I can't seem to build in, and yet, like, for example, that is a really weird spot. For some reason, I am not allowed to build in it, and yet it totally looks like I should be able to. Over here, the land layout is almost random. Like, it's not a proper square or anything. And just, this is my weird ass border, basically, including the area in which I don't own that is within my own area that's a splinter. You know, things like that happen. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna skip the secret sauce. That's what that song was. And The Boy Who Shattered Time. And The Calling. And I don't feel like listening to Brain Power. I don't want to be a teen idol tonight. But yeah. But yeah, Minecolonies, such a cool mod. So many possibilities. So many little customizations, building your own world. You have children too. This is a strange little bug. Looks like a model bug, maybe. Or it could just be like a texture problem. Maybe texture and model, because that ponytail feels like it does not match on Dorothy D. Goring. I've seen it match on adults, but I guess. Dorothy, are you going inside or are you stuck? Dorothy feels like she wants to be in the doorway. Whatever. Sometimes the colonists get stuck on their doors. It happens, I guess. Anyways, I have done a fair bit of customization. I haven't made sittable chairs. I wish I had. I kind of wish I had Quark in here exclusively so that I could sit on chairs. I don't think I would add or turn on any other function of Quark besides those sorts of things. Though I know that there's another mod that allows you to sit on chairs. I just don't know which one that is. I've also made like these custom chisels and bits plant pots, and made these little custom trees and such. Um, Now, I would have actually done chisel bits for the fences instead, but I wanted to save on lag and such, so I just made the pots out of that. I could have done the same with the chairs and benches, but I decided to go with the vanilla style for that because that's basically what's been done with all of Minecolonies. And just building these as a sort of custom thing was enough of a touch. I have been largely reserved with doing chisels and bits in this world in general. I usually am with chisels and bits. I avoid doing too much because I don't want something to be too small in terms of its blockiness, you know. Ooh, but this is one of my favorite little things: adding a hopper to the well. As a bucket. That was one of my cool little thoughts, like, ooh, that could totally work. And I believe that the kids are smart enough to not try and get in the wells. I don't know if their hitbox is too tall. I don't think it is. But they're smart enough to not try and go into small places. Minecolonies AI is actually very simple. The villagers do not wander all that much. Well, they're not villagers, they're colonists. They're a completely different AI, completely different functionality. Normal villagers still exist, but colonists are a lot more like the player, you know. Minus the fact that the colonists are a lot more specialized and limited in scope, I guess. They don't really go out and about. Think of you as an adventurer and the colonists as tradespeople, if that makes sense. You, an adventurer, become a mayor or like a colony runner, and then the colonists just sort of are the people who do the work, you know. You go and do all the extreme resource gathering, protect the village, and stuff while it's still in its early days, and just sort of continue on. I have done a lot of work to make this place look cohesive and be pretty, but there are some things that are done for me. Some of them include the delivery man spot just sort of gets built as part of this structure, I believe, so it just sort of is there. And the there's path blocks and cobblestone and gravel. I do believe that this came with the stone bricks and the cobblestone like this, and the gravel. Yeah. And I sort of integrated that into this sort of melange of pathworks. Now, I'm unsure whether or not I should have more grass paths in here, or whether I should do more coarse dirt and gravel. That's one of those things where it's like, I want another splash of color and show the fact that yes, there is grass here. So why not have grass paths? Yeah, that's really it. But I have done a lot of path integration. So for the main city paths, city is really a bad word. Town, village. It's a village. It's small. There is no way this could be called a proper town. It feels like a town though because it's big enough. But it's a little village. But I'm fine with that. I made my own village. Do you like it? I made it myself. I didn't place every block. No, I made the colonists do that. They gladly do. Lincoln and Lucas. They are my builders. Lucas is the new one, but he seems to fit in right well. Do the work. But yeah, the main village paths are all the stone bricks, like that's what feels here. There's polished andesite just for differentiation. Chiseled stone bricks and glowstone, all that good stuff through the main paths, and then I might properly pave this area to connect to here, um, just so that it's a little bit, more official and nice. Um, or maybe I'll cobble it and make a cobbled street. Um, that would probably feel the most apt, especially considering I believe that this is all normally cobbled like this. So that might actually be a really good idea. That would make sense. And then down along here, I could cobble up to the bridge probably. I have these wooden stairs. I don't know if I'll keep them wooden. They'll probably be turned into stone. The path I built up to the builder. I still need to extend the paths over here to the fisherman's hut. I believe this is the this is the chicken or what hut is that? Um Shepherd's composter, smeltery. Oh yeah, chicken herders. There's also the cowboy and the swine herder. Um, ooh, it's misty. Oh, this is one of those things that dynamic surroundings adds. It is super cool and atmospheric. I love dynamic surroundings so much. So many other things that dynamic surroundings add to Minecraft. I just wish that they were vanilla. um, they really would go well as vanilla. And this is the cowboy's hut, so there needs to be cows in this pen here. I can go ahead and spawn those in. Cow. Do. And once we have enough children, I don't know if we have any unemployed um, colonists at the moment. But the main thing is we need to have a few more citizens to be able to fill out the rest of these outer huts because five. We need someone. Okay, so this is another thing for mine colonies. Their skills determine how good they are at their job. I got basically terrible rolls for everyone at the start. I believe you start out with 4 colonists. Yes. Um, and then the terrible rolls that I got on all of their skills. Now I'm starting to get better ones spawning as children, and then they have to age up and such. But note that this green one is a primary skill, and this one is a secondary skill used for the job. You want to have someone have their highest 2 stats be those that are used for their job. You can generally find somewhere that will use dexterity and intelligence. Yeah. So let's see if there's somewhere that has dexterity and intelligence as the 2 key things. Please construct the hut to hire a worker. Okay. Let's go here. Crusher. This needs strength and endurance. Okay. Um, for the cowboy, you need dexterity and strength as well. Let's go over here. This is the composter side, I believe. You need dexterity and strength. Okay. This looks quite similar, but it uses like soul sand. It uses concrete powder, coarse Jordan podzol. This is like some of the more difficult to get blocks, and that's the main hurdle in getting that. Delivery man. This is endurance and intelligence. You really want someone with high endurance for a job like this. Um, but no, he's dexterous and intelligent, not endurant intelligent. Joffrey B. Battle. Yes, you have dexterity and strength. Although he does have a lot of endurance and intelligence as well. So there's that. We also have a fisherman who has high as hell dexterity and intelligence. decent strength and endurance, but low as hell charisma. So Benedict Battle, good for you. But yeah, this is like the Fisherman's Hut. It's gonna look really, really cool once it's full up in terms of its versions. Um, the level ups on a lot of these buildings are really neat, and like going and seeing what this looked like at its original state is, um, it's like so sad compared to what this looks like. Um, just it's all so cool. And a oop, and a oop, oop. What buildings are open? Wee spoosh. Swine herders. Strengthen the dexterity. Okay, do I have a stone maze? I forget. Ah, yes, LNRF battle. Yeah, needs endurance and intelligence. And Eleanor was good for the job. I guess. What's an especially good job for this? Yeah, this will require strength and dexterity. I need this build to be finished before I can find out whether or not the sifter would be a good job for Reynold. This is gonna be the third delivery man. I guess I can hire my third delivery man. Yeah, might as well. So this is bugged out. I'm gonna skip that and skip that. Skip that. Skip that. Sure, we'll go with this. Yeah. Anyways, we are slowly running out of time, but I want to what should I do? I guess I could cobble the street. Note that this construction tape is not at all necessary. So me just breaking it is totally fine. Having all of this mud here is probably not the most appealing. Mud is coarse dirt, by the way. But you know, this way at least, having a cobbled street looks quite good. And I can break up the gravelly bits like this. Dare I even throw in some andesite? Looks too blue-green in this version of the resource pack, actually. So what should I use instead? Could just throw in stone. No, I couldn't. That's too smooth. The thing with andesite is that it's supposed to look a little rough. But again, it looks too blue in this version of the resource pack updates. It looks better in the newer one than the final version, but I guess I'll have to make do with that. So in that case, what does coarse, silty dirt look like? This is actually quite cool. Ooh. Oh, that's actually something of note. In this pack, I had to, the thing with Biomes of Plenty is, it has its own custom soils. Minecolonies has structures that build based off of the presence of dirt or grass. Vanilla dirt or grass, as far as I know still. I don't know if they have added integration with Biomes of Plenty to see if there is any sort of course was not integrated with that. It was having problems and was requesting tons and tons of vanilla dirt, which I could not provide. So I went into the config files, and in the majority of biomes that had custom soils, went and replaced it with vanilla grass and dirt. And coarse dirt. Now I don't know if the actual coarse dirt, the custom coarse dirts, naturally spawn at all, but it's still cool. Now mud bricks. This is tanner out in the world that it is in the and that is no than it is in the inventory. There's loamy and silty stuff, and then we get into Construct's Armory. That's chisels and bits stuff. Here's Earthworks, which is another building mod. Has tons of cool stuff. It has its own concrete made of lime plaster, gravel, and sand. Lime plaster is sand and quicklime. Quicklime you get from chalk, which I believe just spawns sort of in the world underground. Rammed earth. What is you? Just a bunch of dirt. Okay. Like, Earthworks adds a lot of really cool stuff. You can get timber stairs? What? Oh my gosh. I haven't played enough around with Earthworks, clearly. It has its own thatch. It has, reed. There's extra alchemy in here. There's fairy lights. I haven't used fairy lights in this area. There's heroic armory, which has all kinds of cool weapons and stuff. Inventory pets, mostly just for flavor. Iron backpacks, iron chest, Malice stores, which just adds pretty stuff. Mr. Crayfish's vehicle mod, also for flavor, and fun. A lot of fun. I have not actually. Oh my god, what is with this? I have not gotten to play around with the Crayfish's vehicle mod, and I actually want to do that right now. But I haven't a single clue how to build any of the vehicles yet. This is another one of those things where it's like I added it because it looked really fun, and then never got around to using it. This is one of the later editions. Oh my god, that could go fast! Oh my god? I'm gonna grab myself a workstation. vehicle crate, aluminium boat, lawnmower. Oh my god. ATV. Ooh. Bumper car, dune buggy, fertilizer, fluid trailer, go-kart, golf cart, jet ski, lawnmower, sports plane, speedboat, smart car, shopping cart. Okay, I need this. Cedar, off-roader, moped, mini bike, storage trailer, tractor, and vehicle trailer. I want... Okay, I will be a raving rabbit for one day. Cray Industries, I love it. It's so cool. Oh my gosh, that little animation. I love Mr. Crayfish's mods. Oh my god. I'm a raving rabbit, except not right now. Oh my god. It's so silly, but it's so cool. It even has a little Cray Industries logo on it. Oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this at night so that none of my colonists can see. At least I'm not like in the middle of a mall or an office. Otherwise, again, I would feel the need to randomly bunny board them, which is basically a Dragonborn shot, but it's just. Oh my god. I can't do drift attacks or like drift speed boosts either, which were always my favorite way of getting around, just because it was always so absurd to see all the rabbits just sort of going around in crazy circles. Oh, I love this. Fuelium? What? Endersap and Blaze Juice. I love the fact that Blaze Juice is the name of that. There's also the Let Go of Laura Palmer. Let Go of that song, of that mashup. And get the party started. Platforms, another aesthetics mod. Project E for the sake of usage. And Psy is really just there to look cool and add more stuff to it. Add stuff to the pack. Plus the fact that Psy has a lot of useful functionalities and is quite a fun mod when you use it and know what you're doing. I was like, I don't even want to say a quarter of the way into finding out how the hell this worked. In Galactic Engineers, was it? God, that was so long ago already. Random things, which adds a ton of useful stuff. It also adds teleportation through the Flu network and all that good stuff. I have a lot of mods in here that are also in Last in Color, specifically because of the fact that as I was making the Last in Color mod pack back before I released it properly and fully, I wanted to make a Minecolonies pack, and then this was how I decided to wind up making that pack, based off of Last in Color, but with a stripped down mod list, obviously, to make room for Minecolonies to be in. I really more strongly curated this pack so that it was nice and good and everything, and it's like, you know, well, good stuff. It's only bloated in the really fun ways, you know. Like escape rope. What does this do? Holding right click with an escape rope in your hand while in a cave will make it search for a way to the surface. Once it finds one, you will be teleported there, and the rope takes some damage. Depending on the size of the caves, the search might take up to a minute. You have to keep holding right click while it searches. You can use it 21 times before it breaks. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, weather egg. What? When thrown, it will spawn a small cloud that will start to slowly go upwards. Once it reaches the sky, it will change the weather to sunny. Ooh! What does this do? An eclipse clock allows you to change the time of day. After you hang it on a wall, you can shift right-click to decrease and increase its target time. Hovering over it with a time in a bottle in your hand will display the time necessary to fast forward to the set time. Right-clicking it with time in the bottle will consume that amount of time from the bottle and set the time of day to that of the clock. Oh my gosh. It uses an evil tier. Huh. Cool. Oh yeah, defining rods. Ooh, rustic. Another building mod. A little bit like Earthworks, but it's more specific to being a little bit more medieval themed. Has a lot of really cool stuff like ironwood and olive wood, alchemical stuff, which I find personally quite cool. It has brewing in it, so like you can make olive oil, ironberry juice, wildberry, grape, apple, and alewort. Yeah, simple ore generation. Adds a bunch of ores. Now, most of these will not actually generate in the world because, you know, they won't actually be in by mod integration. I'm surprised that they even show up in JEI at all, but simple ore generation does not try and discriminate based on mod availability to show all of the potentials. I don't know why. Snad, of course, Spartan Shields, here's Structure Eyes, Tinker's Construct, obviously we had Tinker's Armory, so you need Tinker's Construct as well. Torchmaster, and then Vicecraft for airships. Waystones is in here. There's Wither Skeleton Tweaks with these really cool blades. This Immolation Blade and this Blazing Immolation Blade. Well, yeah, Aichan Util. And works like an upside down hopper. It's uppers. The upper. So damn useful. Okay, I know I said I was gonna go ahead and make a vehicle or something, but you know. Maybe I just morph. I forgot, do I have morph installed? Yes, I do have morph installed. But what's... keybinds. Okay, fuck. No, I reset all my keys. Oh god, no. Ugh. You know what? Never mind. I will deal with that later. I wanted to see if I had killed anything. I don't think I've actually killed anything. That's okay. What should I? Oh gosh, right, there are barbarians. Werewolf turkey. Oh, that's from Familiar Fauna, yeah. Pixies, dragonflies. Okay, dragonfly. I will fix that. And turn into a dragonfly. Seems like I don't get the flying animation. That the dragonfly normally gets, but sure, I guess. I'm flying! Woo! I am a dragonfly. There's gotta be something better. Butterflies? Wait, what? I don't think I've seen a single butterfly. Normally. Butterflies! In many colors! Okay, I'm killing just a bunch of butterflies and stuff, and it seems a little monstrous, but like... I'm gonna still create a bunch more. Okay, either I'm hearing one of three things. Four. Some sort of earthquake. A tsunami? Thunder? Or a truck collision so big that it will surely be on the news instantaneously like that. um, I'm thinking it was thunder, but still. What on earth was the volume of that? Um, I'm a blue butterfly! Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I am happy now. There are butterflies all over the place. Oh my god, so many butterflies. Okay, I need to turn this area into a butterfly garden. I will officially be making a butterfly garden, it seems. In the middle of this area, I might... Oh god. I just realized these butterflies might be incredibly dumb and not pathfind very far. Ooh. In that case, I need to make the butterfly garden like here to here. And just in all of the spare space that I can. That might be a big ask, but you know what? I'm gonna do it real fast on camera. What are some flowers that butterflies would love? Some alliums. Let's get rid of this crap. Let's get some alliums, some azure bluets, um, oxeye daisies, sunflowers, and lilacs, and peonies, tall grass. I'm gonna make the sunflower garden over here. That reminds me of the fact that in one of the neighboring towns, someone just has these massive sunflowers growing in their yard every single year. It is exceptionally pretty, but the rest of their yard is a bunch of tall wild grass. And they have gotten a ton of nasty complaints from neighbors and the city council. And they basically had to argue, like, no, these are a bunch of state flowers and stuff. And they won, which was honestly probably to everyone's chagrin. And I love that fact. But someone else locally I don't know who, but they also got into a tiff with the city. This was a different one, a different nearby city as well. Um, they didn't have time to complain, and so in a twist of fate, their wildflower lawn was mowed by the city. Not, or was it the city, or was it just like a neighborhood covenant or whatever? Um, just like their beauty rules, whatever, for the street, the area. Um, and just as the wildflowers were about to bloom, apparently, which is so sad and so terrible. Um, like, oh no, your wildflowers are a weed. That's basically what the sort of little notices that they give out are. Lawns are to be free of weed, um, things that don't match our definition of pretty, our limited view of potential beautiful plants. You know, anything that isn't just grass. Ugh. um, but yeah, that's sort of. Um, I hate how a lot of natural ecosystems have just sort of been wiped away by people wanting a pretty lawn. It's one of those things that you just find out, and it's like the world is in some places, in others it's let grow wild. Here it's a little bit pretty. It's intentionally left just so that all the butterflies have flowers to go to. There are a bunch of sunflowers and um, lilac. I probably should put down more lilac, honestly. I want more lilac and peonies and stuff. Um, Maybe I should limit it. Remove the alliums. Oop, nope, not what I meant to do. Grass blocks. There we go. Yes. Anyway, oh great. Oh no, babe. Oh no, that was 4 minutes ago. I only just saw those. Okay. Um, that's enough for now. We'll do more prettification off camera. Um, just so that things look nice and cohesive. I can do it on my own later, but this is the start of the city beautification project. Um, Things like that just will all blend in. I will put in as much as possible, honestly. These butterflies are everywhere now. I might have to get rid of a few of them, but I don't want to. I might just have to spread them. I'll probably put down a few dragonflies as well. I'll see what their AI does. Um, but there will be butterflies. Why not? Butterflies are cool. Butterflies are pretty. Um, Probably should put more down by the flowers. I probably should do that. Um, Whatever. Anyway, that should do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more streams from moi. Check out my mod pack in the description below if you are at all interested in it. I highly recommend you have a computer. Um, Otherwise, you will be hurting because Minecolonies is very demanding. If you want to just play with Minecolonies, there is a official Minecolonies pack on the Curse mod pack, or yeah, on Minecraft or Curse's official um, mod pack list. Official? Well, there's an official Minecolonies pack from the actual Minecolony devs. It has the Minecolony builds. It has a handful of mods along with it. You can play it on a lower end computer than you can with this mod pack, which has more stuff in it. That just makes it laggier. Um, there's a decent mod list in here though. So if you feel like you want to go through and play with butterflies and deer, some fauna, some pretty biomes and everything, feel free. And yeah, that should do it. So thank you so much for watching all this time. This is Guy Smith signing off. Until next time, take care. I'll see you guys. Bye. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I'm not done shouting things out. I'm realizing I didn't shout out my boyfriend, who, by the way, is the one with the wrench in the comments right there with Andrew. Go check out his channel. It is on my channels list page, or any of the videos that I do with, or streams, videos, and such that I do with him. Check out our podcast sort of thing that we do together. Is it a podcast officially? It's a vidcast, sort of. It is the Two Gays Dragcast. Go check that out for all the information on that, because we go through the spiel at the beginning, and I'm not gonna go through the spiel now for you. Me? Yes, you, babe. Um, and yeah, there are more cool people there too. So that should do it. Thank you so much for watching, for real. Until next time, take care. I'll see you guys. Bye. Bye. I can't spam the shift key enough. Um, you know.